Hello, welcome to Shelley's Sanctuary. This channel is going to be about health, love, dogs, healing, healing with meditation, healing with different kinds of gemstones. Some like to say crystals, and just dealing with a lot of things that we've got going on in life. No politics, okay? Not talking about any politics, but I just want to give you a brief overview of what I will be talking about. So, every show will be a little bit different, or I might include multiple topics, and I'll say that in the beginning, so if you want to fast forward onto the next topic, you can do that. So today, I wanted to start off with, and I don't mean to sound so somber, but, my mom had passed away this past July, and we're now in December. And she did not die of COVID, but she was a victim of the COVID situation. And that was a very difficult time to go through. Everybody deals with grief differently, and no way is the right way or the wrong way. For me, it was, after I got completely out of my slump, I really did not know how I was going to go on at all. I didn't want to go on. I just wanted to be with her. I just wanted out of this world, and I just wanted to go and be with her. It was very hard because I took care of her for about 3 years. I went to every doctor's appointment with her. She had Parkinson's disease. She was 78 when she passed. She was in emergency room, led her into rehabilitation, led her to the hospital, and then back into another rehab, which ended up to be long-term care and rehab. And then finally we were going to bring her home, and we were so excited. And she ended up going to the emergency room due to neglect from the rehab that she was in. And I won't name it on here. I'm going to deal with that separately on my own. And I encourage you, if you feel it in your heart to make right of something that went wrong in a nursing home type facility, I encourage you to do that. It is hard to go through because you do have to relive a lot of what you went through. And so a lot of emotions come up, and it can be very stressful. My mom was a poet. She loved English literature. She named me after Percy Bysshe Shelley. My name is Shelley. And she was just an all-around amazing person. She wasn't Miss Socialite or anything, but she was such a good mom, and she put her children's needs above and beyond, her own, and that's what mothers should do. I don't see a lot of moms doing that. I do see a lot of moms doing that, but I think that there should be more doing it. I think people have really lost sight of putting their children first and not being selfish. So my mom was not selfish, and she taught me that. And so the grief process can be very difficult. I just had to literally pick myself up and say, okay, enough is enough. My mom would not want me to be laying in bed every single day, crying and just wanting to die. I have children, and I need to be with them, and I need to continue to make memories in her honor. And that's what I started to do. She liked to write. She liked to write poems, and I decided I'm going to keep doing what she loved to do. I was already a pretty decent writer, and I have written poems in the past, and pretty good ones. And so I picked, pen and paper back up, and it felt really good, and it was very therapeutic. So I really recommend that for grieving, is to carry out something that they really love to do. So just recently I had a sweet sorority pledge sister of mine passed away from colon cancer. It was about a 5 or 6 year battle, and just another casualty of COVID. She did not have COVID. I won't go into the details of her decisions, but she did pass at home with her family. And her thing was she wanted to make as many memories as possible with her children and with her friends and her family. And so that was her thing, making memories. And so for Christy, I'm going to continue to make memories for her. I have some great memories with her, and I'll never ever forget her. And she definitely encouraged me she encouraged me to do some things in prevention with medicine, just prevention that we should be doing, scans and colonoscopies and all of these things, right? We want to catch things before they happen. So she convinced me to do these things, and I really owe her a lot. So, Christy, I will be making lots of wonderful memories for you, and I will bring your picture with me wherever I go. A new place. She loved beaches. Well, I love beaches too, so that works out great. But there is a book that I read, okay? It's called Heaven. Very simple. Heaven by Randy Alcorn. It is really good. I will tell you that I can live the rest of my life believing what this man theorized about heaven, but he had a lot of evidence to back up his theory. And a lot of evidence, a lot of research from other theologians. Theologians? Theologists? Okay. And priests and preachers and people who had near-death experiences. And yes, I read 90 Minutes in Heaven, and that's an amazing book too. But this one really tells you, and it shows you from scripture, it interprets things. I mean, he just continuously backs up his theory from scripture, and other people who have also agreed with him that was the interpretation of the Bible. And it is amazing. And I have no fear of dying. I have no fear. Now, I do not want to die a painful death. Do not get me wrong. I do not want Parkinson's like my mom. I do not. That was a horrible thing to have to go through. And, I helped her so much. And it's just the hardest thing to watch. And I just felt so bad for her. She just was enslaved to these medications. And it just ruled her whole life. Every 3 hours, I need my medicine. And of course, they were never on time. And sometimes, Parkinson's, that's what it was. Comes a little bit early. Hey, everything's starting to step back in. Medicine's not working anymore. I need more. She can't control it, But these places, they have their rules. Anyway, okay. I'm not going to go off on my squirrel moment there. But anyway, I don't want Parkinson's. I don't want to die a horrible death. Therefore, I have always been very health conscious. Now, while I was taking care of my mom, I was not as health conscious as I was. I've had to be gluten-free for about 14, 15 years now. I have a high sensitivity to the allergy. It's an allergy for me. I don't have Crohn's or any of that. But what happened to me, I want to stress this for people who are caretakers and in the grieving process. Take care of yourself. I can't look back and say I could have done it better. Could I have? I don't know. I was really stressed out. I was the only child in the area. My dad was at home. He needed help too. He was missing my mom. So he was calling me, my mom was calling me, and I was just like, go, 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 go. Coffee, coffee, energy drink, coffee, energy drink. I thought they were healthy energy drinks. I'm not going to name the companies, but I realized how much niacin was in these caffeinated energy drinks that also had lots of B vitamins and great things for you. But yeah, a lot of niacin, too much niacin. I should not have been doing that. But I just didn't have time to sit there and read the label and go, oh, they reformulated. I just was proud of myself for thinking I was getting something healthy for me. Of course, I should have been drinking way more water. But what happened was about a month after my mom passed away, or it might have been a couple months. Anyway, I started having really bad stomach issues. I have an iron stomach, so this is really weird for me, okay? I don't have stomach issues. Like, I eat jalapenos straight, I can handle anything. Like, iron stomach. Well, not anymore. So the stress, like everybody always tells you, stress is the culprit for all disease, and it is so true. It disrupts everything in your body. It disrupts how all the signals go from your brain to your heart to your gut to your kidneys, just everything. It throws everything off, and then you're not eating right, you're not drinking right, and that's what I was doing. Now I have some issues, some disorders that are stomach related that I'm hell bent to get completely cured on my own. I don't want to do medicine. I'm doing a little bit of medicine right now, but I notice that the days that I don't do medicine, I'm really no better than the days that I do. So really, it's just the foods. You have to be careful of the foods that you're eating. So yeah, gastritis and diverticulitis, and on the cusp of ulcers. Very scary stuff for me. They can lead to way worse things. So while you're a caretaker, you have got to take care of yourself. A lot of people, if you look up the statistics, I can't tell you the percentage, but it's not good. People who are caretakers for someone that's like really in need, like they need you a lot, and it's very demanding on your time, and it could get you up in the middle of the night and you have to drive across, go over there and see her and make the nurses do what they're supposed to do, and that kind of care, that level of care that you're giving that person is so stressful on you. I know it's hard to focus on you, but you have to. And those percentages, like I said, I don't know what they are, but they're pretty high. It's very common for people to have heart attacks, strokes, stomach issues. Okay, since COVID has started, I'm not going to talk about COVID, okay? Not talking about that, not talking about politics. I'm just going to say, since COVID has started, okay, we've had a lot of depression, and we've had a lot of anxiety, and people don't want to get out, so they're not being as healthy as they were. And all the stress, I have this funky thing going on with my hair. I just got out of the shower. All of that stress, from everything that you're hearing, you're like, is this true? Is this true? And then somebody's trying to tell you, no, that's not true. You shouldn't think that, and make you feel bad for thinking that way. And, it's just crazy times, right? And we don't know what to believe, but all that stress is affecting us the same way. So, yeah, breathe. Learn some meditations. I'm not the meditation girl. I'm not going to teach you how to meditate. As you can see, I have a very lovely room, and I love it very much. That's why I call it Shelly's Sanctuary. But, and I do have a treadmill right there, and a big mirror right there. And I don't know, I'm going to do something over here. I'm not sure yet what. But, there are a lot of people on YouTube that do meditations that are awesome at it, and yoga, and whatever it is that you like, or praying is meditating, just getting your mind still okay? Just getting your mind completely still. There's so much power locked in our mind, okay? This is the brain, and this is the mind, okay? We have a lot of power in our mind, and we can overcome things that we never thought was possible. And there are some really excellent people that you can go and listen to. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Jake Ducey. He's kind of a cool, hip, younger guy. Lives in Hawaii. Great guy. He's so motivational. I highly recommend listening to this stuff repetitively. Power of positive thinking. Constant. We cannot let ourselves get into this funk of everything is terrible, nothing's gonna work out. That's not true. I'm sorry, but I have manifested a lot in my life so far. A lot. I'm 48 years old. I have 3 children. I am blessed beyond measure, and I manifest stuff all the time. You just think it and it will be. And it's like, oh, that's too easy. You can't just say you think something will be. Yeah, well, try it. Like, really try it. Like, really believe that it's going to happen to you. Really believe, and believe it to the point where you feel it. Like, you feel what it feels like to have that thing, or to have the healing, or whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. Feel it. If you feel it, it attracts it. It's that whole law of attraction. And like I said, I'm not the expert at that. I mean, I know a lot about it, but I probably can't articulate it the way that those professionals that I just listed off can. And there are a lot of other great guys too. I can't remember their names right now, but there's a lot of them. So, grief is hard. It's so hard. And I just know from reading that book, Heaven, that I guess I can live the rest of my life happy, knowing and believing in that theory, which I believe to be true. And a lot of people believe to be true, and it's a #1 bestseller. Again, it's Heaven by Randy Alcorn. Okay? Get that book and read it. If you're going through some kind of loss, if you're scared about death, you don't want to run around scared. You don't want to run around in fear of everything. Okay? Oh no, I'm going to catch the coronavirus. Well, guess what? Oh no, you could just catch a regular virus. You could catch a regular flu. You could get diabetes from eating that ice cream. You could step into traffic or out of Walmart and somebody freaking hits you and changes and ruins your life forever or kills you. I mean, we can't live our life in fear. What is the point in that? I used to be afraid of flying, but I got over it. I wanted to go places. I'm like, well, I'm not going to stop living just because I'm afraid. I'm not saying I'm going to go jump in the water with a bunch of sharks, because I'm not, because I'm really scared of sharks. But I'm also not going to not get in the water because there might be a shark. It's up to you. How do you want to live your life? You want to live your life afraid? Or do you want to live your life to the fullest? Because we don't know when the moment is we're going to be taken from this earth. And I'm not scared of that either. Because I know when that time comes, it is my time. It's already written in time. God already has it. We're living in the dash. So I was born this date. Here's the dash. This is where we're living. And then here's your death date. Well, guess what? God already knows your death date. He already knows it. And there's nothing we can do about it. Now, I can look back and go, my mom shouldn't have died on that date. My mom shouldn't have died that way. Maybe she shouldn't have died that way, but that was her date. Maybe I could have gotten her home a month earlier if everything would have gone right with people on the other end of administrative type stuff. And she still would have died on that date. Maybe she would have been home for a month though. Would it have been comfortable for her? Would it be miserable? Would it just be upsetting? You know, you have to think that's the date. And don't be afraid. Just get out there and live. I'm sorry, but don't do things because you're just afraid you're going to get, a virus that a mask cannot protect you from. The particles are so small, they cannot get... The particles are so small, they get through all those masks and all those face coverings. I mean, seriously, you literally have to walk around in a full body hazmat suit to not get it. So, if a mask makes you feel better, go ahead and wear it. But I'm just going to tell you, it's not protecting you. I mean, it's just not. I mean, they're going to eventually, this is going to be over and all of that. And, maybe we'll look back. Some people will look back and say, oh my God, that was so silly. I cannot believe that. I can't believe we had to wear those masks. I can't believe, whatever. I know it's temporary. So I just kind of go along with it. I don't want to piss people off. I don't want to get into confrontations. Hate confrontation. We will talk about that another time. But today is about grief and not being afraid to live. Is get out there, get in the water, go surfing, go fishing, go eat at your favorite restaurant, go to the park, go to the gym. Okay, wipe the equipment down. It's not hard. Just do something to make you feel good. And try to honor the people that you've lost. However, if it makes you feel better. If that doesn't make you feel better, then yeah, I'm just throwing it out there because it helped me. It is helping me. I'm still grieving. It's been 5 months. And I still have a lot of grief, and I will break down and cry. And actually, I have a stack of pictures right here that I'm about to have to go through, and I'm not real excited about it, even though I really want to see the pictures, because it's when me and my mom went to France. We had this whole trip. We did this whole trip, and I took her on all the places that she wanted to see. She called it her dying wishes, so I was happy that I could give that to her when I lived overseas. So I'm about to get to finally go through those pictures. I haven't seen them in forever. But I hope this was somewhat encouraging to you. Like I said, things will get easier with time. I truly believe that we will be reunited with our loved ones. I truly, truly believe that. I believe heaven is pretty freaking spectacular, and we need to live a good life of helping other people that are in need. Okay, that's very, very important. Help other people in need. Even if it's just $1 here or there, or $5 to donate to this and donate to that, it adds up. It adds up. And let me tell you, God's watching. And, I'm a believer that the whole book of Revelations is being played out in front of our eyes. That's a whole nother topic, and there are people you can follow for that, but who I do, but I believe that a lot is going on right now that if you compare it to Revelations, it's pretty in line with what's going on. It's pretty scary just how on point it is. So, I'm preparing myself. I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian since I was little. And, I just really urge people, if you're not a Christian, if you're not a believer in something higher than us, then you might want to. I'm not going to say you better. Nobody better do anything. You might want to think about it. You might want to look into it, because he's taking everything into consideration, and we are going to be judged. There will be that judgment day. We're going to be judged. And when I get judged, so far, with my record, I'm thinking things are looking pretty good, and I'm probably going to get in. So I'm pretty excited about that. And that's all I really have for you guys. I will go over a lot of other things other times. I love essential oils. I love different stones, for healing and meditating, praying. I think that those things can go together most definitely, because we're all just energy, and opening up our hearts and just letting go of all the negative and bringing in all the positive. And then once you let go of that negative, you can start putting out positive, and let that positive be turned back around and reciprocated. So we'll talk more about that later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry if I just babble on totally different subjects. I'm just really going off the top of my head right now. I'll be more organized in the future. So I appreciate your patience, and I hope you got something out of it. Again, that's Heaven by Randy Alcorn, #1 bestseller. I would go get it. It is amazing, and you will really look at life differently. All right, till next time.